One thing went hand in hand with the other. Kassio Nunes. It just put an end to the racket. The first electoral poll. That came out after the audio was released, from Flávio Bolsonaro there at Vorcaro from the President's movie. Atlas Intel did a poll where they asked the interviewee. Look, they showed it to the interviewee. Look at the audio of Flávio with, the suspect from Banco Master. And then they wanted to know my opinion about the person, right? Kassio, was there at the TSE. He went there and, boom, banned the poll. What they're doing makes no sense. And today the information comes out, which I had already shown here, that Vorcaro, in a plea bargain, claims that Flávio Bolsonaro did absolutely nothing that was anti-Republican. That the movie was an investment, that Flávio didn't offer him any advantages. And the poll came out after that. That's manipulating the electoral process. I'll show everything here since the left is claiming Kassio is censoring. No, they're just pushing a manipulative poll to help themselves. They're really disgusting. Hit like, join our family, and subscribe. Find the links and WhatsApp info below. We'll show everything from here on out. Guys, before that, I want to share an opportunity. I'll show you the Ninfebrios here. I always post videos here that I made in the past few days. 2 kilos in a day. Then people say, no, it's just water and stuff. Look at the images. Look at my face. Look at my face. I only sell the product here that I fully trust. Look at my face. Look at the image. This was months ago, not even a year ago. It's only been months, not even a year. I know what I'm talking about. Look at my pants. My pants. Look how loose they are. And look, they're already here. I don't wear a belt, see? You can fit a hand in here. The product works, obviously. The person has to have, discipline. That's how dieting is. We have to plan. But it helps a lot, guys. It was 20 kilos. 20 kilos that I lost, After 40, it gets harder for us to lose weight. It really is more difficult. Even practicing physical activity every day. And I do. I wasn't able to lose weight. Focus, discipline, I managed to lose it. The images speak for themselves. Look at my face. My face is totally different. So it's worth it. If you don't want to miss this opportunity. An easier way, natural, extremely natural. It's a little powder that you add, right? Especially to those greasy meals. It will help you eliminate fat, lose inches. The link is right below. A great opportunity to lose weight in a healthy way. With quality of life, it changes everything. Totally. Pants that didn't fit before start to fit. Our self-esteem gets much higher. That's a fact, right? The link is right below. For those who don't want to miss this opportunity to lose weight today, okay? That was the joke, right? Lula's campaign says that Nunes Marquis' decision on the poll sets a dangerous precedent. Opponents fear that the president of the TSE will take an interventionist stance in this year's elections. These guys have no shame. They have no shame. More than what Maurice did in 2022. Marais, Carmen Lucia, Barroso, it was a real free-for-all. Now Kassio took this action after. The Research Institute goes there and takes the cell phone with the recording. Look, here's the audio, right? And what do you think now? Answer here. Answer. No shame at all. And the worst part is that Intercept gets money. It's on the payroll of the PCC that released that audio. Today the news came out that Flávio Bolsonaro did absolutely nothing legal at all. Look, according to sources, the owner of Banco Master says in his plea bargain that the negotiation between him and Flávio for the sponsorship would have been above board. It wouldn't involve any quid pro quo. In the proposal, Vorcaro explains how the negotiations took place, and he states that the sponsorship money was sent by the banker to a fund in the United States. He states it here. The money he provided to Flávio to finish the movie. Guys, it's a movie with Hollywood-level production. We're not making excuses. It's a fact. He was a desperate son who knew that the movie could show more and more people the atrocity that happened to his father. It's obvious. Any son who loves his father would do everything to try to prove the innocence of a man who hasn't committed any crime, and that's the fact. Lula's sons, when their father was being arrested, right? Pele Larapo was being arrested and all that. They didn't do anything because they knew their father was just as guilty as their father, like in corruption crimes. The whole family devastated by crimes. I'll be honest, that Bala Dubaco family only spared Marisa because she was basically a housewife and all. And the nerve, the audacity is so big that Lula, after his wife died, he blamed her for the crimes he committed. That's how much of a coward he is. Guys, he's worthless. And then Nunes Marquez, right? Certainly, what he did was correct. He annulled the poll. He suspended the poll that recorded Flávio Bolsonaro's drop. It's absurd. It's absurd. Right? The survey was published after conversations between the senator and Daniel Vorkaga were released, which now shows, right, that Flávio is innocent. Nunes Marquez, the justice overseeing the case and president of the TSE, issued the preliminary injunction. In ruling on a complaint filed by the Liberal Party, he considered that there was suspicion of voter inducement. The PL requested the suspension of the survey. The survey had come out. Had come out. The effect of manipulation has already happened, but it's not so bad here. The effect of manipulation happened. The audio had nothing illegal about it. He was asking for sponsorship for the movie. Daniel Vorkaga would receive money from the movie at the box office. It's going to blow up all over Brazil. That's a fact. That's a fact. They used that to harm Flávio, who until then was always ahead in the polls. There wasn't a single poll where I wasn't ahead. Now we need to inform everyone and all that. And there were a lot of narratives. A lot. The fact is that the PT, through all these union stooges, achieved their goal. The goal was to harm Flávio's campaign. Let's see from now on. Guys, what am I talking about? We are going to win. We are going to win. But what Dilma said years ago is a fact. They would do anything. They would sell their soul to the devil. They don't care about anything. Except for trying to destroy our country in every possible way. Look at that. The Superior Court suspended the release of the poll. It's unbelievable. That's a crime. That's a crime. The guys from the poll, those guys should be arrested. Arrested. That so-called Vox Populi, look here. Vox Populi released a poll saying Flávio had 33 and Lula had 42 last week. Look here, see. I thought it was strange. This poll giving 42 to Lula and 33 to Flávio Eduardo points it out here. I researched the source and confirmed what I suspected. It's the same institute that, not long ago, took bribes to favor Lula's PT. They just changed their name, remember? Vox Populi changed to Vox Brazil, Populi. Vox Populi was the one. That was the poll that, back in the 2018 election, just so you know, came out on Saturday, right before the second round of the campaign. For President Bolsonaro against Haddad, they showed. Haddad turned it around, and they released it on Saturday. Haddad had turned it around. The problem is that I've been saying this here since 2018. I'm saying it here. For 4 years, they neglected the polls, and our parliamentarians didn't push for a parliamentary inquiry to apply pressure during President Bolsonaro's 4 years. Then it passed. What happened, happened, and in these last 4 years, they didn't take care of it either. That's what should have been done. Because these polls have been manipulating the electoral process here in Brazil for many years. For how many years have we seen manipulation? It's data oeste. Coeste came up in the middle of so much manipulation. They made huge mistakes in 2022. They made mistakes in 2024. They'll make mistakes this year. There's no way we can expect a different result, especially because Brazil is destroyed. Nobody can even buy a simple coffee. Saying that Lula is ahead, that's a joke, man. People go to the supermarket every week. We've been warning about this for a long time, right? It's a fact. Look here. Vox Populi, Vox Dei Popula. It's right here. Bribe paid for a poll for PT by Spalossi. The former president of Andrade Gutierrez, Otavio Zevedo, who was even arrested and later became a cooperating witness in Operation Car Wash, confirmed in his testimony the payments to Vox Populi. It's right here. It's right here. And this isn't something new, is it? This one is the best poll. Check this out.
Look at your eye, look at your eye. There's a Neymar one. Neymar Jr. There's also Flávio Bolsonaro's towel. And there's also Lula's towel. The scoreboard idea came up like this. People would see me and ask, who sells more?
Who sells? As incredible as it may seem, I trust this kind of survey more than those, of course, more than those institutes. Here at Data Towel, Flávio has 6 towels and Lula has 4. Flávio 6, Lula 4. There's no method, but we saw that. Just like the walk this afternoon. Lula's level of corruption there, 48%. Believe it, believe it. They blame Lula for the Banco Master scandal, and 32% blame President Bolsonaro. That's the best poll. That's the best poll. Those guys are going to manipulate things. Wow, they already are. They released that audio just to make Flávio look responsible. Then this information comes out too. 47% of voters see corruption getting worse under Lula. It's obvious. He's the most corrupt guy the world has ever produced. Lula is the most corrupt person in political history. There has never been a politician as corrupt as Lula's in the history of humanity. There has never been one. What are they trying to do? What did they do to President Bolsonaro? They're trying to put Flávio in the same basket as Accusations. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Then they bring up Rachadinha. Then they move on from Rachadinha to Marielle. Then they move on from Marielle to the militia. Then they go back to Rachadinha. Now it's a Vorkar movie. And notice this. It's all just a narrative. That's what Lula always said. We need a stronger narrative than theirs. Without one, we can't win the election. That's a fact. It's outrageous, okay? Hit the like button, share it with more people. Congratulations to Castro for having the courage to do what was right. Was it manipulated? It was. But the Workers' Party can see that things won't be as easy as they were in 2022, okay? I'm back with updates on the PS Filios Fabiano Gigay channel.